Excuse me if I look a bit tired, I am tired. Today I'm going to share with you the books I have read this month. The first book I read was Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I had not read it before, and so there was a discovery, and it was pretty... Okay, I really enjoyed it. First of all, it took me a little while to get into the book because of the style, which was really like quick and kind of like water, you know, words really like sort of fall really quickly after one another. Then you really get into the rhythm. It's completely easy. I like the atmosphere, I like the story, I like the metaphor for everything else. It was a bit disturbing though, if I'm honest. The feelings I got were a bit like ugh. Then I read something by Colette, who is a very famous French writer, a female French writer. I read Sido and Les Vrilles de la Vigne, which are two really short texts. One is about her mother and the others are just like fragments of little things. I was a bit skeptical, to be honest. I was like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy Colette. I don't think I'm going to like her work or her style. But quite surprisingly, really enjoyed it. Once again, it took me a while to get into the book, but once it was like done, it was beautiful. There were actually extracts and little moments that I thought were amazingly beautiful and kind of breathtaking, because it was so delicate and poetic and, you know, very... It's all about nature. It focuses a lot on nature and the flowers and the sky and the grass and the air and the wind and the seasons, and it's so, you know, organic, and you can feel it. You can feel like, oh, you can really almost get the sensations you would have if you were in a garden or in a park or in the nature. So it was really beautiful and really moving as well. Then I read this one by Munyol. So that's a Korean writer, and I don't know the name in English. It will be put somewhere here. And Korean, it's Uritoru Ikurojin Yongun and Kumsijo and Kyo. It's 3 little short stories, and it was my first time reading anything by this author. I was not disappointed. The first one is about a young child. He comes from Seoul basically, and he enters this new school in the countryside where laws and rules and everything is very different, and it takes a while for him to get used to it. And in his classroom there is this bully that is very special, very smart, witty and scary, and that's about it. The other story is about a painter. The last one is about a young man who's just, you know, wandering in the country trying to find himself. So if you haven't read anything by a Korean author, I could really recommend this one. Then I reread L'existentialisme est un humanisme de Sartre. Remember the first one I read this, I was in high school, beginning of high school, and I did not really enjoy it, and I disagreed with a lot of things. And this time it was much more interesting. I think everyone should read that, and I think everyone probably has read that at least once. I just wanted to reread it because I read it a long time ago and I was not sure my feelings were the same still. And actually, yeah, my feelings were and are pretty different. It was interesting. There are still a few things I disagree with, but overall, yeah, now I feel like I'm more favorable to his ideas. I also reread 2 plays by Racine, so Bérénice&Phèdre. Well, what can I say? Racine writes in an amazing and superb way. It's beautiful, everything is beautiful, and the feelings are intense, and I'm always so surprised to see how something so structured and formal and noble can make you feel such strong feelings. But they're definitely not funny. So I read them before going to bed and I had a nightmare. And I felt like, eh. Then I read Crépuscule des Idoles, written by Nietzsche. And, in German, what would it be? Götzendämmerung. And I didn't like it. I didn't like Nietzsche very much, to be honest. I just picked this book out of random, and yeah, not my favorite thing at all. I mean, obviously it was interesting, and obviously it got me thinking, and it was a good read. I don't regret reading it, but I disagree with him on many things. I read it for the style mostly, rather than for the ideas. And then I read this one, which I don't think has been translated into any other language, and it's Théories de la littérature by Eribon, système du genre et verdict sexuel. So it's basically theories of literature, system of gender and sexual verdict. the word would be here. It was really interesting. It focused on Proust, Genet, and a few other writers, and it's all about gender and how gender and sexuality, almost only homosexuality, and it's about how it happens in literature and how the narrator and the writer are different, and the characters, and how all of them speak differently on different registers and layers and mindsets and opinions, yet to deliver one information or more or many different informations, and how we readers are able to differentiate between these two and what info we get. So it was really interesting, a little bit difficult, I have to say, but it was really interesting. Morrissey by Morrissey, an autobiography. First of all, I love Morrissey. If you don't know, he's someone I love very, very, very much. We have a lot of things in common. We are vegan, we like the same music, I suppose. We share the same kind of mixed feelings for the current world. We also have this asexuality / weird sexuality, romantic orientation thing. I love him dearly, and he is a great writer. I was like, it's the first time I actually wanted to read an autobiography or even a biography of a musician or an artist, because I'm usually not interested in musicians' lives, because all that matters to me is their music. I like their sounds or I don't like it, and that's it. But for him, because he's such an amazing person and because we have so much in common, I really wanted to get to know him better, and it's an amazing depiction of his life and life in Great Britain at his time, and the music industry and creation and everything that goes in between and around those topics. It was beautifully written, very witty, very sarcastic at times. I just love it. It was a really great time. I personally really enjoyed the second half of the book more than the first half maybe, but all of the pages were amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for his first fiction book, which is apparently going to be published really soon. So that's what I read this month. I'm sorry if I look a bit tired. I'm tired, as I said. Please feel free to let me know what you've been reading or what you plan on reading, and I shall see you soon.